This is a 6-week long class. This week we're going to be talking about the foundation of algebra. Next week we're going to go through equations and inequalities. The third week we're going to go through types of linear equations. After that we'll talk about exponents and radicals, then multiplying and factoring, and the last week we'll do a big review. Okay, so let's get started with actual math. So what is algebra? Well, by definition, algebra is the part of mathematics in which letters and general symbols are used to represent numbers and quantities and in formulas and equations. That's kind of a long explanation, but I'm thinking that your main question is probably, well, why are there letters in math? So letters in math are helpful because they can simplify things. They can be used to replace numbers when a numerical expression would be too complicated. They can also be used when you know parts of the equation, like some values, but not all of them, and they can help you figure out the parts that you don't know. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go through before we get into some math is notation. So I'm going to switch over to my iPad so that you guys can see some numbers. One second. Okay. Let me know if you guys cannot see my iPad. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. So variables in algebra can be basically anything. It can be an X, it can be an A, it can be a B, it can be an N, it can be an M, Z, theta, alpha. But the most common variable that we use is X. Throughout this class, I will be using multiple variables so that you guys get used to it, but the most common variable is X. So when we write regular multiplication expressions, we write them like this. 2 times 3 equals 6, 4 times 4 equals 16. You guys have seen this. However, when we add variables into it, it can get kind of confusing. For example, if you wanted to write 2 multiplied by x and you wrote 2x, it could be really confusing. So you wouldn't know if this right here is what you meant. Similarly, with other variables, since x is used as a variable, if you wrote 2xy, you might wonder whether it's being referenced as 2 multiplied by y or 2 multiplied by x multiplied by y. So for this reason, while we are working with algebra and variables, we eliminate the multiplication sign to eliminate confusion. This means that if you wanted to write 2 multiplied by the variable x, like right here, you would just write 2x. If you wanted to write 4 multiplied by the variable y, you would just write 4y. If you wanted to write 3 multiplied by the variable x and multiplied by the variable y, you would just write 3xy. You wouldn't need to write the multiplication sign into that. Okay, any questions so far? Trying to check my chat. Okay, let's move on. So now that we have that down, we're going to go into evaluating expressions. Okay, so we're going to start by evaluating expressions that contain one variable. So if we have an expression x plus 4 and we're given that x equals 1, we're going to plug the 1 into our equation we're going to plug our 1 into x and then solve the equation 1 plus 4, and 1 plus 4 equals 5. Okay, similarly, if we let with the same expression x equals 3, we get a different answer. We plug 3 in for our x and we get 3 plus 4, which is 7. Okay. Now, oftentimes you aren't going to be seeing problems like that. The problems that you'll see are a bit harder and they'll look, sorry, 1 second, I have a question. Is there homework for this class? Occasionally, you will have homework this week, but not every week. Will the slides be posted in the Google Classroom? Yes, they will be. Okay, so these are the kinds of expressions that you'll most commonly see. 3x equals 6, 4x equals 12, 7x minus 3 equals 18, 2x plus 17 equals 27. Okay, so we're going to go through and solve each of these really quickly. So if we have 3x equals 6, you can divide each side by 3, 3x divided by 3, 6 divided by 3. 3x divided by 3 is x, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, 4x equals 12, 4x divided by 4, 12 is divisible by 4 as well. You get x equals 3. Okay, you'll most likely see these equations where you'll have to solve for a variable. 7x minus 3, this one has an extra step. You're going to add a 3 to both sides to get the variable by itself on the left-hand side. So you're going to do 7x minus 3 plus 3 equals 18 plus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0, so you get 7x. 18 plus 3 is 21. And you can divide both sides by 7, so you get 7x over 7 equals 21 over 7. And you get x equals 3. Okay, last one. 2x plus 17 equals 27. Subtract 17 from both sides. 2x plus 17 minus 17 equals 27 minus 17. 17 minus 17 is 0. 27 minus 17 is 10. You get 2x equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. You get 2x over 2. 10 over 2. X equals 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Okay, do we have any questions on those four? I know I kind of went a bit fast through that. Let me know.
I think this happens to like many meetings, but like sometimes when you share the screen, half of it gets covered, this part and this part gets covered.
Okay. I don't know how to.
That's better.
It's better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sometimes does that, and then sometimes it just like black this covers.
Maybe because your iPad is like sideways and switching or something.
Okay.
It's like turned sideways or something. Like, are you holding it up and down or left and right?
This?
Yeah.
Is
See,
better?
just
I don't know. Oh, it might be because. Can you only see the top half now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna stop it and then try again. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see all of these 4 problems right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I figured it out. Okay. Okay. I will leave this up here for like 30 seconds so you guys can finish writing it down. I got one question on it, so
wait, we have to write this down.
you don't have to write it down, but I want you to make sure that you understand how I got these answers because I'm going to be giving you guys your own practice problems in like.
But do we have to do it your way or just tell you our own way?
You can do it another way if you get the same answer.
Okay, then I don't need to write it down.
Okay, now you guys are going to do some practice problems. I want you guys to try these 6 problems. Can you guys see all of them on the screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, then go ahead and try them and we'll go through them in 4 minutes. And if you need more time, let me know.
For the third problem, is that 4x plus q equals 25, or is it 4x plus 9? For the third problem. You're muted.
4x plus 9.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys 1 more minute. Let me know if you need more time. Okay, like 30 more seconds and then we'll go through them. It's okay if you're not done. Okay, let's go through these. Does anyone think they have the right answer for number 1 and want to explain how they got it? Yeah, go ahead, Vedant.
Because 5 minus 2 is 3.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, does anyone want to, so we got, oops, sorry. So 5 minus 7 minus 5, and you get 5 minus 3. Okay. You guys have any questions on that? Anyone? Okay. Anyone confident about their answer for number 2? Shreya, do you want to go?
So if we replace y with 12, you do 12 divided by 4, which is 3, and then you add 3, which is 6.
Good job. Anyone want to try 3? Eric? Yep, 4x equals 16, and then x equals 4. If you are confused on how he did that, 4x, and he subtracted 9 from each side. So 25 minus 9 is 16, and then you divide each side by 4, x equals 4. Oops, sorry. Okay, anyone want to try number 4? Okay, Vedant, you can try it.
Z equals 9 because you add 25. So 25 plus 11 is 36. And then you divide it by 4, so it's 9.
Yep. Anyone for 5? Shreya, go ahead.
So you subtract 12 from both sides, which will give you 48 with 5. So W would be 8. I mean, sorry, 9.
Close. If you subtract 12 from each side, 62 minus 12 would be 50, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, 50. And then if you divide both sides by 5, W equals 10. Correct process, just a little bit of simple math error, which is totally fine. Okay, number 6, last one. Dimple, if you want to try that one.
Okay, so you subtract or you add 7 to each side, so it would be 3a is equal to 27, so a is equal to 9.
Yep. Perfect. Good job, you guys. Okay, so we have covered how to do one variable problems. So now we're going to move on to solving equations with 2 variables. So let's say that we have an expression 10 plus 2p minus 3r, and we're given that p equals 2 and r equals 4. So how would we evaluate that? We would evaluate the value, we would plug in the values for p and r, and then multiply those out and add the 3 together. So you see right here, we plugged in the value that we were given for p up here, and here we plugged in the value that we were given for r from right here. So then we multiply these out. 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 4 is 12. So we have 10 plus 4 minus 12. 10 plus 4 is 14, minus 12 is 2. Any questions? Dimple, did you have a question, or was that from before? Okay, sounds good. So we're going to try a couple of practice problems with that. You guys have 2. Can you see both of them? Maybe not. Now, can you see both of them? Yeah, okay. Try those. I'll give you like 3 minutes, and let me know if you need more time. Yeah, if you guys want to put the answers to me in a direct message, I'm okay with that. We will still go over them as a group, though. 30 more seconds, then we'll go over them. Let me know if you need more time. Okay, does anyone want to give number 1 a try in their explanation? Justin, go ahead.
Okay, so we know that x equals 2 and y equals 1. And so we can do 6 times 2, and then and then we can do 4 times 1, and then plus 3, and so that would be 12 plus 4 plus 3, and then we get 19.
Yep, good job. Okay, number 2, does anyone want to try that one?
Can I?
Eric, you go ahead. Oh, actually, William, you can go ahead.
Okay, so if a is equal to 3, then the first term is 12 minus 8 plus 5 minus 3.
Good job. I'm going to write that out in case some of us are a little confused. 12 minus 2 times 4 is 8. So that's where he got that one. Plus 5 minus 3.
And then 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6.
Yep. And 6. What is the parentheses and thing? Oh, we use parentheses to indicate multiplication. So this just means that you're multiplying 4 times 3, because like I mentioned before, if you put an x, it would be confusing and you might think that there's another variable x when there's really you're just multiplying 2 numerical values. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so now that we have 2 variable expressions down, we're going to go on to learning combining like terms, okay? So let's say that we are given something like this, okay? So you have 2x plus 3y plus 3x. Since we have this 2x on the left side of the 3y and the 3x on the right side of the 3y, we can combine those because they're the same variable. So adding them together gives us 5x, and then our 3y from above is here. You can only add these together. Make sure that you are paying attention to this because you can only add these together because they're the same variable. We did not add the 3y to it to make it 5x plus 3y would be 8xy. You can only add together like terms, which is why it's called like terms, because they have the same variables. So you can add x's together, you can add y's together, you can add a's together, you can add b's together, you can add numerical values together, but you cannot add an a and a b together to make an ab. You would have to multiply those together to get an ab, okay? So for another example, let's say that we have 3a plus 7b plus 2a minus 2b. So the same thing goes for subtraction. So we see that we have 3 A's here and 2 A's here. We have 7 B's here and 2 B's here. So we add these together, 3A and 2A, because they both have a positive sign in front of it. You don't see the positive sign here, but it is implied that it is a positive value if there's no negative sign in front of it. Okay, so you add those together and you get 5A down here, and then you have this 7B and you have this 2B. Now you are subtracting this 2B, so you have 7B minus 2B, and then you get 5B. So notice how we didn't combine the A's and B's together, but we combined A's with A's and B's with B's. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay, perfect. So we're gonna have you guys try one of these on your own. Try this one, 5W plus 2Y minus 3W minus Y. I'll give you guys a couple minutes for that.
Do we just put the answer in chat?
Yes, you can put the answer in the direct chat to me and I will tell you the answer after a couple minutes. Yes, a single Y stands for one Y, that's correct. If you have the answer, put it in a direct message to me. Otherwise, we'll go over the answer in like 30 seconds. Okay, you guys are definitely getting this right. The correct answer is 2W plus Y. Does anyone want to explain how they got what they got? Athena, go ahead.
So you minus 5W minus 3W, which equals 2W, and then 2Y minus Y equals 1Y, so it's 2W plus Y.
Yeah, good job. And like I mentioned before, you can also, I'll get to that in a second. You can also write 1Y, it's the same thing. Sorry, that's a little bit sloppy, but they are the same thing. It's just convention to write Y. Writing 1Y is also a correct answer, so don't worry about that. what is W and what is Y. If you guys want, I can give you guys values for them and you can figure out the answer, but that was just an exercise to see if you guys can combine like terms. But let's do that. Let's say that W is 3 and Y is, you guys want a challenge? Let's say Y is -2. It's okay.
Okay, same thing.
Sorry, what?
Wait, is it like the same equation?
Yeah, so let's say that you have 2W plus 1Y because we figured that out. We simplified the equation and got that. So say that W is 3 and Y is -2. Yeah, you guys are getting this right. Good job. 4. Does anyone want to explain how they got that? Apollo, you can explain.
Okay. Okay, so since we already know the simplified equation is 2W plus Y, so it'd be 2 times 3 equals 6, and then 1 times -2 is -2, so the 6 plus -2 would equal 6 minus 2, which equals 4.
Yeah, correct. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to move on to combining like terms with distribution. Okay, so let's say that we have this expression 2 times 2x plus 4. So when we expand that, you go 2 times 2x, which is what you see right here, and then 2 times 4, which is what you see right here. This is a distributive property. And then you multiply this out and you have 4x here and you have 8 here. So you combine those and you get 4x plus 8. Okay, pretty simple. Yes, yes, you can also actually redistribute that if you wanted to, and you would take the 4 out and you get x plus 2. That would be in the most simplest form, because if you take this 4 multiplied out, you get 4x. Take this 4 multiplied out, you get 8, 4x plus 8, which is what we calculated up here. Okay, that's also a correct answer. Okay, so a slightly harder one, if I can find it. Okay, this one's a bit longer. I'm going to give you guys a second to read through that, and then I'll
Wait, which one?
right here where it says 3 here. There you go.
Okay, so are we just reading it?
Yeah, just read through it in your head for like 20
Is
seconds.
it 49 or 49 or 4A?
Oh, yeah, 4A. Sorry. Definitely let me know if you guys cannot read my handwriting. It's not the best.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to talk through it. I'm going to go a bit slow because this is pretty long. So we have our 3 here. So we're going to multiply it out with the 7a, which is what you see right here. The brackets symbolize multiplication, remember. Then you have your 3 here, and you're going to multiply it out with your 5. Do not forget your negative sign. The negative sign also distributes. So that's what you see here. And then for this one, you have your 2 at the beginning, and you have your 4a here. So you're going to multiply this by this, which is what you see right here. Then you have your 2 and your 10. You're going to multiply those together. This is a positive sign, so you are adding them. 2 multiplied by 10 is what you see here. Now you're going to multiply all these parentheses out. So you have 3 times 7a, and you get 21a. Then you have 3 times 5, and you get 15. Don't forget about your negative sign right here. Got to pull that down. Then you have 2 times 4a. Multiply that out, you get 8a right here. And 2 times 10 is 20. Now we're going to work on combining the like terms. So you have 21a here, and you're adding 8a. So that's a 29a right there. And you have a negative 15 and a positive 20. So when you add those together, you get a positive 5. Okay, so your final answer is 29a plus 5. Are there any questions on that one? Okay, no questions. I'm going to give you guys one to try. Try that one, and we will go.
Do we put it in the chat?
Yes, put it in the chat in a direct message to me, and then we will go over it. What is A? I haven't given you guys a value for that. We're working on combining like terms. You guys will have plenty of practice with plugging in values for variables. I'm going to give you guys about 1 more minute to get your answers in, and then we'll go over the answer. Okay, let's go over it. Okay. Yeah, you guys are getting the right answer. The right answer is 12x. I see that you guys have already raised hands to explain. So Vedant, why don't you take this one?
Okay, so you do 6a minus 4 plus 6a plus 4. So that would just be 12x.
Yep. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to work on putting all the things together, and we're going to do equivalent expressions. So I want you guys to try this problem before I even talk about this, and then we'll talk about what equivalent expressions are. I'll give you guys about a minute.
All I see is 3x times 3x minus 2. Okay, now I see it.
Wait, what do you want us to like solves, like A, B, C, D, or just a question?
Yeah, so A or B or C or D is one of the correct answers to the question. The question is, which of the following is equal to A plus 3B plus 3A plus 2B plus 4? Can you guys see that whole number or that whole expression?
Yeah.
Okay. Give you guys like 30 more seconds. You guys are doing really good. None of the above just means that it's none of the answers that have been provided to you. Okay, yeah, the correct answer is B. Who wants to explain this one? Seems like you guys are doing really good on this. Athena, go ahead.
So you add 3a plus a equals 4a, and then 3b plus 2b equals 5b. So the answer is 4a plus 5 plus 4, and B is the correct answer because it says it.
Good job. One thing that I will warn you guys about in multiple choice problems, you don't always have to do this if you are 100% sure of the correct answer. However, if you guys see this one, I would suggest multiplying that out so that you know, so that it's in the same format as the other answers, so that you can, if you're not completely sure, you can be 100% sure that you have the correct answer. Okay? I'm going to give you guys one more of these and then we'll be done. Try this one and I'll give you guys like 1 minute for it. If you guys could put your answers in a direct message to me so that the people who are still figuring it out can figure it out, I would appreciate that. Okay, let's go through it. Yes, the correct answer is C. Who would like to explain this one? Dimple, go ahead. Okay, William, you can explain this one.
So you have to do the parentheses thingy first, so you don't do 2 plus 3. Instead, you do 3 times 3p, which is 9p, and then you do 3 times 4, which is 12, and then you add 2, so it's 14 plus 9p, or 9p plus 14.
Yep. Good job. 9p plus 14 is the correct answer. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so that's all I'm going to teach you guys about today. We did have another thing to go through, which was dividing by 0, but there is a video that is going live in 2 minutes in the Google Classroom about that. If you would like to watch that, I'm not requiring it. There's nothing on the homework about it.
If you divide 0, it's just gonna be 0.
I think it's undefined.
By 0.
Undefined.
Yes, it is undefined. You can watch the video. It explains why. There is a homework worksheet that is going to be posted on the Google Classroom, and it will also be, I'll put it in the drive right after this class. Please complete it. You have access to it, so you can create your own copy of it so that you can get practice. Why is there homework? So that you can get practice. If you
what's the homework?
There's a worksheet that I want you guys to complete. It's not long. It's 4 questions long. And
Is it the Google Classroom?
yes, it's in the Google Classroom.
Is it required?
Yes, it's required. We're going to be going through the answers at the beginning of class next week. If you have any questions on it, feel free to reach out to me. You have many resources.